Welcome back. This is the second video on intermediate handgun skills. I previously did a video of basic handgun skills for complete beginners. If you're a beginner and you haven't watched that, please go watch it, especially the first episode where we talk about safety. And since YouTube likes it when we do this, you can see there's nothing in there. Probably see into the chamber somewhat. You can see the chamber. There's no brass. We have an unloaded gun. We're going to use a snap cap briefly for demonstration. So there are 4 different ways that you can reload a pistol. We are going to start with your speed reload, then we'll talk about your slide lock reload, your reload with retention, and your tactical reload. Now, for those guys who are doing competition, and pretty much the only people who are going to do a speed reload are going to be USPSA competition. If you're shooting IDPA competitions, your reload with retention and your tactical reload are interchangeable. So just something to be aware of. Generally, if you're worried about self-defense, the only type of reload you will do is going to be a slide lock reload. Maybe a reload with retention, but probably a slide lock reload. So let's start talking about a slide lock reload. Situation we start with, we've just been shooting the gun. We're out of ammo. The slide comes all the way back, locks to the rear. Now we need to reload. First step, drop the mag. Now, traditional way to drop the mags, there's our mag release. Pretty much, unless you're shooting a wall third, your mag release is right there. Now, you can push that with your thumb. And that's the traditional way of doing it. The problem is, unless you have giant hands, you usually have to move your fingers. So like you have your firing grip here, and then you gotta like move your fingers back over there, move the back of your hand forward. So we're kind of rotating our hand from there to there in order to get enough leverage with our thumb to hit that. On some guns, depending on how big your hands are, and for me, this works really well with an M&P. Why we're back to shooting M&Ps instead of Glocks, I can take my middle finger on my strong hand and hit that button and our mags just release. Be aware, some guns, Glock, you'll hit the mag release and your magazine won't come all the way out. This was originally a design feature of Glocks for military use. They wanted the magazine to still be retained inside the gun, so the soldier would have to pull it out and put it in a pocket or something so it wouldn't get lost. Anyways, on all of these, figure out your technique you want, what works for you to release that mag, and it's really going to depend on your gun and your hand size. Okay, so back to our emergency reload. We're shooting. Our gun's empty. What we're going to do simultaneously, this hand, support hand, starts moving towards your ammunition, your next magazine, wherever that happens to be. In my case, just for demonstration purposes, I'm wearing a USPSA style belt from Krydex. But this hand starts going for your ammunition, wherever it is. Primary hand stays on the gun. You want to bring the gun back up a little bit. So go from there to there. Now this keeps the gun in my workspace. I can still see whatever I was shooting at over the gun. It's still like I can see that, and I can see the gun in my vision. So drop the magazine. Bang, bang. And I just lost a magazine on the floor, whatever. Spare hand, when we're reaching for this next magazine, what we want to do is stick out our index finger, or trigger finger, and when you reach for your magazine, however you're holding it, you want to grab your second magazine like that, with your index finger right down the front of the magazine. And that's going to be true about all of these reload types. Same basic technique. You want your finger there. So, bang, bang, halfway back, reach through the magazine. Put the magazine in. When you go to insert it, we're used to pointing. It's like humans, we're used to pointing a point over there, point over there. So when you go to insert the new magazine, the fact that your finger's right there makes it a lot more natural to get that magazine in. So, bang, bang, grab our magazine, push it in. Now, at this point, let me get a little closer. Take your support hand, you want to rotate across, and keep in mind, when that magazine goes in, you want to put it in there with force, and I'm using the heel of my hand to keep adding pressure to it to make sure it's really in there. My hand rotates over, get over the side so you can see. Insert the magazine, rotate your hand over, up, grab your slide, and we're pulling that back. And as we're pulling that back, we're going to be pushing it back out with the gun. So both hands are providing strength for this operation. So, the whole thing. Bang, bang, slide lock. Push that in, rotate my hand over, grab, pull. When you're with this support hand, you feel free to bring it back as far as you want. And obviously have it just go back as far as needed is preferred, but if it takes a bunch of strength there and like your hand goes all the way back, hits your shoulder, not that big a deal. Pull that back. And then we're extending our arm with the gun in it. This hand, our support hand, we rotate down and around to get our grip back. And that's your emergency reload. Now, some magazines up off the ground. Let's talk about a tactical reload. So that's about the only other kind of reload that you will use outside of a competition. A tactical reload is useful when you've been shooting the gun, you still have rounds in the gun, but you want to top the gun off. There's a lull in the action, or for some reason you've got the opportunity to top it off, you've got a few seconds to do that. You want to refill your gun, and you also want to keep the ammunition that's in the gun, so you don't want to just dump it on the floor, but we want to keep that, and simultaneously through this whole process, we want to keep the gun ready to go as quick as we can, or so we can get back into action if we need to. So what we're doing, bang bang, pausing the action. Just like with a slide lock reload, we're going to bring our support hand down to our magazines, bring our strong hand with the gun into our workspace, so we're still looking out at our target, still seeing the area, aware of our surroundings. We're not ejecting the magnets in here yet though. So we're reaching there, but if something happens, the gun is right back into the fight. With whatever ammunition is in this. It might not be a lot, but you might only need one. Better than nothing. So, reach for our spare mag. Grab our spare mag. We then eject the existing mag into the hand. Like into the palm of our hand. There. So that you pretend I've got a magazine there. We're ejecting into the palm of our hand. So, I'm going to adjust this belt later. Reach there, eject our mag, take our new mag, so we're just rotating around and inserting our new mag. Then you take the gun is loaded with a full mag, or loaded with a partial mag. To start with, switch to our new mag, and the gun is ready to go. And at this point, we just put that in a pocket, however we want to retain it, so we can use it later if we really need the rounds. And put that in your pocket, bring our support hand again, from below Okay, so that's our emergency reload and our tactical reload. Now, the next two reloads are basically only used in gun games. So IDPA does the reload with retention, USPSA does the speed reload. So let's go over the speed reload first. When this will be happening is you're shooting a stage at the shooting match. For some reason you're about to move, or you know you're low on rounds, because these guys time out every bit of their, how many shots from each position. They know how many rounds are in here. I'm playing it ahead of time. What we do for a speed reload is dump our mag, grab a new one, and insert it, and then we're right back out. This is faster than a slide lock reload. We're doing this reload while there are still rounds in the gun, and we're just letting those rounds fall on the ground and not caring about where they go. This is basically a gamer thing. You'll only see this used in IPSC or USPSA competitions. Okay, last reload is the reload with retention. Again, this is a gamer thing. You will only see these used in IDPA competitions. So, idea is, you've got the gun out, you're shooting the match, you need to reload the gun. You still have rounds in the gun, but you want to top it off. What you do, eject into your hand. So, we bring it back into our workspace, move our support hand underneath the gun to catch the magazine as it ejects, and we just grab that. So bring it back, grab it, and put it in a pocket. Now, the IDPA guys typically wear fishing vests, and they'll put it in the pocket of their fishing vest. There used to be a trick that you would take the actual rule book for the league, which was a big book, not big book, a soft cover book, 100 pages. And you'd stick that in your pocket to prop the pocket of your fishing vest open. So these guys would take out their mag and stick it in the pocket of their fishing vest, which was already propped open. Any pocket will work. I'm just using my shirt pocket. Get that mag on your person anywhere. Grab your spare mag off your belt. Suppose I should turn so you can see my belt. So, reset, bang, bang. I want to do a reload with retention. Move my hand down here, catch the mag, put it in a pocket, grab my spare mag. No, same thing, finger forward, shove it in, and we're ready to continue. And I've retained that magazine with whatever rounds are in it. As in, this is a gamer reload. You generally don't do this, because if you're looking to top off the gun in an actual shooting, you potentially have some unknown number of rounds in the gun and that you want to retain. We do a tac reload, so the gun is empty for less time. That way, if we're going to do our tac reload and something happens and I need the gun, just slam the magazine back in and our gun's back out. So that's it for reloads. Next video, we'll talk about how to draw your pistol.